Hello, my fellow runologists. We have the communication board up and going because turquoise is all about communication. We have the physical plane in the yellow, the emotional mental plane in the red, and then the white in the spiritual. And of course, the runes are in the black bag because that is the bag of the West with the thunder beings and the divine messages. So I'm just making sure I've got all the runes out. I do. Let's go ahead and get started. We need to warm these up. They've been sitting over there all cold. They need a little connection. There we go. Hope you're doing well. We'll start with the Elder Rune set, which is 24. And then I'll look at it from the younger perspective. Granted, the runes are different alphabet designs sometimes with the younger, and maybe a little bit of a different meaning. But overall, when you're talking Germanic and Danish, pretty close proximity, so not all that different. So here we go. Land of the original Vikings, Denmark. Elder runes were more dramatic, and that was towards the end. Younger is actually older. I know, it's an oxymoron. And the elder is actually Germanic, so that's a newer version. Okay, here we go. Let's cast runes. Elders, ancestors, what's the divine message for tonight, please? Cast it. At least they didn't go on the floor this time. I like to bounce on my board. Almost need a little rim around it because they do like to whip out. Okay, so unused runes go in the bag. If I can't see them face up, they don't belong to us. So now I'm just sort of placing these kind of scattered, trying to get the basic objective going here. Got a nice pattern down there. Okay. There we go. Nice pattern up here, all four close together. Okay, this is Swahilo. Oh, nice pattern on the eights. Nice, nice. We've got some nice croppings of runes together here. Good stuff. Okay, some good messages tonight. Let's go ahead and prop this up. Hopefully not spilling all the content, but that you can see it a little better. Okay. So this is how I would read it. It can go many different ways, but I look for quantity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pretty balanced tonight. Not one area or plane is speaking larger than the other. You have to get your physical plane before you can get into your heart space, your emotional mental plane, and you need to get those in order before you get into the higher level realm of spirituality. Because it's pretty hard when your basic needs aren't being met so that you can get to the spiritual. You have to kind of conquer these layers. So let's look at the vertical message. We have all 8. So I lay them down from 1 to 8, 9 to 16, 17 through 24. We're using the Elder Rune right now. So we have all 8 in all 3 planes. So we have arrived. So we are talking joy, happiness, success. This could be with your careers. You have basically mastered all of this physical plane so that you have happiness and success, joy. This is Wanju. This is Swalilo. This is the lightning rod. So you have demonstrated self-mastery and self-control in the emotional mental plane. Good job, y'all. And this is Othala. This is having achieved everything. This is the master of the house. You have followed the ancestors and their wisdom and their advice. So you have the home, the assets, the inheritance, family, the traditions. You got it all. This is very much your point of arrival. So you have that going. You also have 4 up here really close together. So let's look at this message. This is Eurus. This is power. Back in the day, this was like a bison. Okay, so this is doing courage, conquest. Just be careful that you don't exaggerate the risk. Because if you think, oh, I got this, I have control, I have power, you could underestimate what's going on and you could risk failure. So kind of keep yourself in check right there. Okay, this is Thor's hammer. This is Thor's. This is breaking through stagnation. Okay, you need strategy, calculated. Just be careful. Back in the day, it was all about community and survival. You did not survive, you did not succeed if you were out on your own. So the warning or the recommendation is don't break the rules. Because if you break the rules, then you will weaken and things will go down incorrectly for you. So follow the community rules. Don't go against the flow. This is the rune of Odin. This goes down into the depths of the earth where he learned about the runes. So this is all about wisdom, friendship, love, communication. He shared his knowledge with others. Okay, on the warning side of this rune, it's beware of debts and temptations. Don't get yourself in a bind. This is our radio. This is movement. So this is about travel, help, removing obstacles. Here's a warning on this rune. If you blame others for your situation and your problem, you will face separation from the group. They will move without you. You never want to be a solo person out in the Viking days because you wouldn't survive. You need the community. So I feel that this is more of the heed the warning so that you can achieve this great prosperity and joy. Okay? So don't exaggerate your risks. Be logical. Be calculated. Follow the rules, but break out of stagnation. Come up with some new ideas. Communicate those ideas, but beware of temptations. Hang together, stick together. Move together as a group. Don't blame others for anything that's gone down bad. But you might need to physically move in order to reap the divine gift of Wanju on this physical plane. Okay. On the emotional mental plane, you have, let's say 3 right here together. We can look at that. This is hail, way over in position 1. So this is watch out for distractors, just like hail. It's outside influence and it can take you out. Basically, hail was not a good thing back then. You will maybe be facing worries or damage. You might have to sacrifice things. Just display extreme caution and watch out for things that distract you from your goals and your direction. If you can do that, then you have Perthro. Perthro is all about fate, destiny, luck, okay? This is about following your precious intuition, and you will have a stroke of genius. And you're able to follow your intuition and have a stroke of genius because of this rune. Elgis, this is elk antlers, this is protection. So this is kind of like the antenna to source. So you are being shielded from impulse because you're connecting to the higher source through prayer. Okay? When you can do that, then you are in the divine power of the sun. This is the lightning rod. This is where the soul is. So this again is self-mastery and self-control. You have victory over your passions. You're not just letting any old thing distract you, okay? On the spiritual plane, you have these four connected. To get to those four, you need motherly love. This is Burkano. This is the birch tree. So this is a very feminine rune, but if it helps you remember that, think of brotherly love, motherly love. Sometimes this looks like a female tatas, okay? So this is femininity, growth, joy, love like no other. If you can give that to your community, you can go with the flow. You will be hooked up to your psychic ability, your balance, your introspection, your spiritual guidance, okay? Go with the flow with Laguz. This is Ingwaz. This is creativity. This is the hearth in the home. Okay, this is shelter from the cold and in the outside influences. This is just making good investments, okay? You have prosperity, luck, kind of gestation, and in the cocoon when you're talking winter months, right? Gets a little chilly. But then there's always spring and the break of day. So this is Dagas. This is the day rune. Kind of looks like a butterfly. This is being released. You see the light. You get clarity. You might be starting a new cycle. Okay? Could be marriage. All of those good things. And then, of course, you have the Othala, which is the mastery of the house. You follow the ancestors. You follow their advice. You've received all of the joys of life and living. Okay, we all want to aspire to that 24th rune. So hopefully that helps you on the Elder Rune side, the Germanic. Now let's take away, even though the symbols are a little different, like hail looks like a snowflake rather than an H in the Germanic. But for the most part, it's pretty close, okay? So let's just roll with it. Let's take out what does not belong. On the physical plane, number 8. You know, if you think about Scandinavian people, they're very stoic. They're not a lot of fun. They're hard workers, very regimented. And so it's just from survival, right? So they don't have a lot of extra. So there's no gambling. There's no destiny and fate. You have to work for what you get. You know, the prayer and the connection to the higher source. They're not talking about that either. Then down here, they have everything but these 3. So there's no hearth or family, luck, gestation. There's no new cycle, and there's definitely not the arrival of, you know, the whole following the ancestors and the wealth and the whole prosperity thing. So they're really not promoting the prosperity piece of it or the connection to higher power. Okay, so out of the 8 runes that come out for the younger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 came out of this reading. So that's going to make a difference in how the Scandinavian version, the Danish, the Norwegians, maybe even the Icelandic a little bit, would see this. So these 4 are definitely your message. So have courage, conquest, you have power, but don't exaggerate your power because you could risk failure. But break out of stagnation. Have a strategy, be calculated, follow the rules, don't break them because your community needs you to follow up. Communicate with your community. That's friendship, love, wisdom. This is Odin's communication rune. Beware of deaths and temptations. If you can't keep it together for the good of the whole, then your tribe or your group might leave you. So separation if you blame others for your life status and stage in life. Okay, this is about travel. This is about help, a removal of things, enthusiasm, but this is definitely physical movement. So have courage, break out of things, maybe break out of the ice. Let's go trading, right? Let's go raiding. Let's communicate. Let's have some movement. We have to watch out for the hail and the distractors. We need that sun to melt that hail so that we can go travel. You know, we have motherly love. We have growth and inspiration here. But we always must go with the flow. The boats flow in the water. So we go with the flow. It's balanced. It's introspective. We're ready. We're psychically there. So see how that varies in the difference of the messages? So it's all about this physical plane for them. Danish, Norwegian Vikings had a really hard life. They lived up in some very cold, hazardous conditions where it was dark more than light. Okay, they really liked it when the sun came out. They did not like the hail. Okay, so with that, I will leave you. Have a great night and come back as we learn some more about runes and what the divine message might be for us today. Thank you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.